Hello comrades and welcome. My name is my different username, and unfortunately I do have some bad news. One of my older videos were taken down due to an unfortunate copyright strike, but I do have some good news, and that is I get to remake the gun and finally put it back on the channel. So here we have the Lego PPSH 41 submachine gun. The PPSH 41, or Pistolet Poletmio Spajina, and I really hope I said that correctly, is a Soviet submachine gun designed by Georgy Spajin as a cheap, simplified alternative to the PPD-40. Common nicknames for this gun include the PPSH, which literally translates to daddy, and also another nickname for this gun can be known as the burp gun because of the way the gun sounded. And there's just a lot of interesting things about this weapon and also my model. So let's get right into the details of those. So right here, I'm going to remove the magazine real quick and just talk about this. It's the 35 round standard box mag. And also guys, did you notice how I took that out here? Let me put it back in to show you. Yep, that's right. I made a magazine release. It's kind of about time, to be fair. It's a really simple mechanism and it's very effective. As you can tell, it is very sturdy. It only is released when you push on the release. Isn't that funny? Anyway, besides the good news, I do have some unfortunate bad news. So this was the only magazine I could make for this gun, and it's kind of unfortunate. I know you guys would have really loved to see that drum magazine, and oh my god, I am totally kidding. I am not gonna make the same mistake twice in a row. Honestly, you could not stop me from making this magazine. Well, besides all that stuff, the magazine itself is pretty simple in design. It has the bullet that sits on top. It has the winder in the front. I don't know which way it actually goes, but it's a winder. I know that. Every run drum mag has a winder. And I try to make it as round as possible. You know, you can only do so much with Lego, and unfortunately certain areas couldn't be smoothed out. This really disappointed me because I would have really liked to have a nice smooth drum mag, but I don't know, maybe I'll think of a setup in the future. Also, the drum mag is so heavy that you could just simply press the magazine release without even touching the magazine and it will straight up just fall out. It's that heavy. Okay, now that we're finally done talking about the drum magazine, we can actually move on to the details of the weapon itself. And I gotta say, pretty proud of these. Right here we have the trigger group, which includes, of course, the trigger, the fire selector, and also the very large trigger guard. I have to say, it's very unique to this type of weapon. This model also includes a backplate, which, if you guys didn't know about the older model, did not have one. So I guess that's a good thing, right? So right here we have the open bolt design for the weapon, and I have to say I'm fairly proud of this open bolt design, even though it's not the most complex thing. You pull back the bolt and it doesn't really lock back until you pull it back further, just like any open bolt. But check this out, you can see through the shell ejection port, which is perfect for, you know, reloading magazines, but absolutely no rubber bands as well, which is very nice in my opinion. So right here we have the barrel, which is probably one of the most iconic parts of this gun. And besides that, as you can tell, we have the circular barrel that goes down the middle of the weapon, but we also have all these vents around the barrel, and the reason for this is because of the fact that this weapon is honestly spitting out bullets at around 1,000 rounds per minute. So this thing heats up really quickly. You can't even hold it by this section. It just heats up so quickly. But besides that, there's actually an interesting design to this. You notice that the barrel stops here, and then there's a hole at the end of the barrel. That's where their bullet actually goes out. But you notice there's only 3 vents on the front and not one on the bottom. And the reason for this is because they want the muzzle to lower and not to rise, so it helps increase accuracy of the gun at longer range. So right here we have the iron sights of the PPSH, and they are fairly simple. The only difference I've actually made with these iron sights and the older ones is the fact that the rear sight used to be a lot wider at 4 studs, while this one is only in 3 studs. The 3 studs is really nice because it doesn't just feel flat with the rest of the gun. It actually has some definition to it, and I gotta say, I'm actually a real big fan of these sights. I really do like them. I am honestly grateful that I got to remake this weapon, just because I feel like the older video just never really did the justice. You know, here we have a video that's not even in HD. It didn't even feature the drum magazine. It doesn't even have the cool features that this weapon has. And I don't know, in my mind I'm feeling like the video being taken down is actually really a great thing to happen and not really a sad thing, because at first when it happened I was really disappointed, but honestly now I am very happy. So let's take this weapon and let's finally start shooting. So if you guys truly do like this weapon and you actually want to see how my progress went with it, I actually have posts on my Facebook page and my Twitter that literally show you how I started creating this weapon from day one. And it's pretty nice. You know, you actually see the weapon starting in its basic form, early designs, you know, certain functions I like to add, and I like to keep up progress and show you guys what's really going on when I'm building these guns. And, you know, if you're actually going to go on the page and on my Twitter account and check out my stuff, maybe leave a like, maybe even follow. I don't know, I'm just saying. But, you know, if you do that, you could see early content before I even make a video on YouTube. I don't know. If you ask me, that's a pretty good deal. But besides that shameless promoting, subscribe to see more vintage weapons, like, favorite, and comment if you have enjoyed. And as always, thanks for watching.